Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, every now and then my crafty hands hurt. So I went on the hunt looking for something to help my achy, crafty hands. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new subscribers. Welcome to all of my new friends. Welcome back to all of my longtime subscribers and longtime friends. Thank you guys so much for the awesome way in which you show up for me every single day. I say this a lot, but you could be doing anything else. You could be anywhere else, and you're choosing to be here. So thank you so much for letting me come into your homes for a few minutes several days a week. I really, really appreciate it. Now, I have noticed that the older I'm getting, these little aches and pains that I didn't used to have are starting to creep in. Sometimes it's my hands, sometimes it's my elbows, my knees are creaky, sometimes my feet ache, sometimes the old bones and old joints in my body just ache. But as a paper crafter who has a YouTube channel, my hands are extremely important to me. So I do a lot of repetitive motion, and there's one repetitive thing that I do that I have noticed is a little bit more painful than some of the other things that I might be doing. And it involves my glue bottle. You guys know that a while back when I first came on YouTube, I started using the softer bottles. I started using the pencil bottles, the really narrow ones. And a lot of you, along with a lot of other channels, recognized the benefit in the bottles that I was using. These bottles tend to be softer, and they have a more natural grip to them than the larger bottles that the glue might have come in. But no matter how soft these are for me, constantly doing this and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing would occasionally result in me having soreness in my pincher fingers. So that would be my thumb, my pointed finger, my middle finger, because that's basically how I grip the glue bottle. So I went on the hunt for something that might help me. So I'm going to share with you guys this little product that I found that's helping me. Now, I've only been using it for about 2 weeks, but I thought it was time to share it with you because I use it to make the example project that I share with you before we make the actual on-camera project. So I am using it, and I thought it was time to share it with you guys because I really want to start using it on camera from time to time, and I know that once I do, there will be a lot of questions about what is that. And y'all know on my channel, it's not just about paper crafting. It is about finding better ways to paper craft, more comfortable ways to paper craft, less expensive ways to paper craft. And this is one of those items that I found that I thought I would share. So here it is, and when I decided to make the video, I didn't realize that I would be wearing a red shirt also. So I'm going to flip camera angles so that you can get a closer look at this, and then I'll show you how I use it. So here is that product that I have been using for the past 2 weeks. It's made completely of silicone, and it's made by a company called Sili, S-I-L-I. I am going to open the top so that you can see exactly what I have here. What I have is a glue well, and what I like about this is no matter how messy this might look, this is silicone, so the glue just releases from the silicone. I can let it dry and just peel it away. And you're probably thinking, well, I can just put glue in a bowl and get the same effect. And that is definitely something you can do if you want to give it a try. But I like the convenience of this. And I also like that it comes with 3 silicone brushes. Now, if you have your glue in a bowl, you can use a paintbrush to spread that glue, but you've got to clean that brush or you have to get a new brush. With these silicone brushes, I can let the glue harden on here, and y'all, it just peels right off. So I'm going to share with you really quickly one of the nice unique features of this product. Well, the lid, I'll flip it over, and it has this shape. This is actually designed to fit right there so that when I am using the brushes, I can just take the brush and place it right there, and my glue, when it's dripping, just drips back down into the bowl. And I also like that on the end, I have a flatter tip, so I can get in those tight corners with these, and each one has a different head on them. You have that angled head there. You have the fine tip. And then you have a ridge as well as a flat side. And then you have the flatness of that tip, the chiseled angle of this tip, and then the roundness of this tip. Y'all, I have found this to be a very useful way for me to apply and spread my glue. The lid just goes on, you press down, and you can store this in a drawer or on the table, or because it has a little bit of weight to it, I actually am using this as a weight. So when I make a notebook that I want to make sure is flat, I can take this, put it on top, and it flattens out the notebook by adding that extra weight. So I have brought in my scoreboard because I'm going to give you a real world demonstration of how this actually works. And we're going to make just a very quick box. So I'm just going to cut this in half. So I have a 6 by 12 inch piece. I am going to score this at 2 3/4, at 5 1/2, at 8 1/4, and at 11. Then top and bottom, I am going to score at 1 1/2. This is just going to be a very quick little example of the glue, but it's also a nice little box you can make for some of those Christmas goodies that you might be making to give out. All right, so we have folded and burnished all of our score marks, and we're going to have 2 corner pieces on the adhesive flap that we are going to remove. So let's just go ahead and get rid of those. And now everywhere that we have a score mark, top and bottom, we are going to angle on both sides of that score mark. I have my lid attached to the top, and like I said, don't worry about any of this along the edges because it just wipes right up or it peels right away. So we are going to place our glue on the glue flap here, and I am just going to decide which tip I want to use, and I am going to use this wider tip here. So I am just going to dip that in my glue, tap off just a little bit, and now I'm just going to paint it on. It gives me a lot of great control, and I can make sure that I'm getting my glue in the edges the way that I would want. So there I have great glue coverage. Now I can just take this piece, joining it, making sure that we have it matched up top and bottom. Then I can just go over this with my big old spatula, and you can see that I have a nice flat fold box. You can make bunches of these so that you can have them at the ready when you need them. But we are just going to go ahead and put our box together. So again, I'm going to take my little brush, and I'm just going to put my glue where I need it. I also find that I'm not using as much glue since I've started using this. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. We'll add our glue, and then I'll spread it. And now we can take this, and this is going to be one of those boxes that I would seal completely. So I'm just going to take it and get it nice and stuck like that. I am not going to do the same thing to the top because I do want to fill in with some goodies before I actually do that, but I wanted to demo just how easy it was for me to use this. And it has this nice natural form to it. I don't know if you've ever used any of those gel pens that have like the fat ridge at the bottom so that you can grip it. It's meant to be gripped. This is what that feels like. I think the pens might be called Dr. Grip or Mr. Grip. I can't remember what they're called, but this is what that feels like to me. It has a natural feel in the hands, and even though I am using my thumb, my pointed finger, and my middle finger to hold this, I'm not squeezing. I'm not applying pressure. This is just being held there like I would if I was holding a pen or a pencil. It has that natural feel to it. So for me, this is something that I will be using in my crafts along with my bottles. I will still continue to use my glue bottles, but this is one of those things that I now have an alternative for when my hands might be a little bit sore. I can go to this, or if I know that I'm doing a lot of crafting all at once, that's going to require a lot of my Reptile adhesive to be used instead of going to that bottle and doing the constant squeezing. I'll just pick up what I'm going to call my little glue pen, and I will apply my glue that way. Now you can wash away the glue that's on here, but I don't have immediate access to water in my craft studio. I have to get up and leave and go rinse these. Or I'd have to have a little bucket of water sitting next to me that I could dip them in. I really don't have to do that because once this hardens, it just peels away. Remember when we used to put glue on our hands, let it harden, and then we peel away, see our fingerprints? It's the same thing. Once this hardens, you just peel it away. So I don't know if this is an option for some of you or not, but for me, I like to share something that I think might be helpful to even one person. And I know that this has been helpful to me. This is totally non-sponsored. I paid for this 100%. I went on the hunt looking for something, and this came up. So I decided to try it, and now I'm sharing it with you. So if you already have something that's working for you, by all means keep using it. So as I always do, when I find something that I think is going to be helpful to my online crafting family, I'm going to share it. Whether it's helpful to all of you or not, I'm still going to share it. But I always encourage you, don't just take my word for it. Do your own research. Read the reviews. Make sure that it's something that might be of use to you. But then if it's not, maybe you'll run across something in your research that is more suitable for you. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed my share as well as my sharing of my experience with this Sillypod glue holder. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.